since I've posted a video. And, there's not really a good reason for that, I guess. I get bored with things, which isn't the initial reason I stopped shooting videos. The initial reason was because my camera that I was using at that time was just a phone, which, so is this one. But it started having problems with the camera on that phone. It wouldn't focus at all, so it was very frustrating. So that was the main reason I stopped. But also a lot of other things were going on at that time, such as me getting ready to move. And I have moved. We moved states. And that was going on around the same time that all that happened. And so it just, one thing after another, it's been a lot of changes in my life. Not bad things, just changes. And on top of the whole, thing where, I don't know if other people, I know other people experience this. I'm not unique in this regard, I'm sure, but sometimes, things I really enjoy, they, just stop being enjoyable after a time, for no reason I can understand, but my brain one day will just be like, oh, this is really fun, I can't wait till I get home and do this. And then the next day, my brain's like, oh, this is such a chore. I don't want to do this thing that I loved doing yesterday. And I don't know why I do that. I do it with other things besides just shooting videos. I do it with video games a lot. That's what I do with most of my time. So, I'll be playing a video game and I'll play it for a really long time because I'm a completionist usually. And I'll play and play. And then, one day I'm like, I need something new. I guess that's what it is, something new. Things lose their shine for whatever reason. But it usually comes back. So, hopefully, you'll get some more content out of me as far as videos go. Alright, so, I am in the same boat as a lot of you, which is I'm out of work. Because of all the events in the world right now. So, I'm not currently, I don't want to say I'm not employed, because when this is over, I will have a job to go back to. But for right now, I am not able to work because they don't want anyone in my county, state, province, whatever, the county I live in, we're all supposed to be staying at home. And that's what I'm doing. My husband works at a business that is considered essential. So we still have one paycheck coming in, thank goodness. And he is the main provider for us. But I, like many other people, have applied for assistance, tried to take advantage of some of the things that are being offered to help out when you're going through financial hardships. But all of that to say that I'm currently at home, and the reason I'm not doing a face video right now is because my face is not fit to be shown, and my hair isn't either. For any of you that are previous subscribers, I just want to say thank you. You know, I have received comments and things on my videos, you know, saying that people still enjoy them, and I'm glad for that. But thank you, you know, for staying subscribed, even though I haven't been offering anything. And if you are not a subscriber, then, you know, you're welcome to subscribe if you want. I don't know really how active I'm going to be. Let's just put that out there and be honest. But I do have some other videos that are previously made. So I guess it's just going to be like a tapping and a rambling video to kind of just say, where the hell have you been? Rip Van Tinkle, like, good lord. 4 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think, unless it's been 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Might have been 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could look and see, but I'm not really that worried about it. It's been a long time. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna drink some water now. As far as I know, I am not affected with the virus, but I have been sick for like a month and a half. I thought I had the flu, but I went to the doctor and I tested negative for the flu. But I wound up having to do 2 rounds of antibiotics for an upper respiratory infection that then in turn morphed into an ear infection. And I just tell you, it was miserable. I could basically hear next to nothing out of my left ear for like a month and a half or so. It's just now getting back to kind of normal. It's still not completely 100%. 100%. And I've had a cough for like a month and a half now. I think it's been a month and a half, yeah. But I just had I really don't think I had that, because I did have an infection. I had an ear infection, and they did me, I'm allergic to penicillin and amoxicillin, so I had to do the other round, I think it's azithromycin, maybe? It's a Z-Pack. That's what we call it here in the States anyway. And so I did, they had me do 2 of those just because they were worried, I guess, about the ear infection that I had got while I was already on antibiotics for the respiratory infection, upper respiratory infection. Say that 20 times fast. But anyway, so I'm sorry if I'm coughing and things like that. But so as far as like why I've been away for so long, other than the reasons I mentioned before, me and my husband, we wound up moving quite a ways away from the state I used to live in. I lived in Alabama previously, and we now live about a 7.5 hour drive from Alabama, so we moved quite a ways away, further north. But I would say still like, it's probably still classified as like southern United States, but that's why you can detect the southern accent. Oops. And I have no idea where my good tripod is for my recording purposes, so I'm using one that is teeny tiny and only sits on the table. And there's also a bug flying around my face. Thanks, bugs. Go away. But, I'm gonna listen to some water again. Hopefully that wasn't unable to be heard. So I do apologize about the throat clearing. But anyway, so we moved quite a ways away. I decided not to try to transfer with the company I was working with because I had worked for them for about 5 years, and it was small box retail. And I just got tired of that particular job. So I didn't want to continue to do that job here when we moved. So then I got a different job when we moved here, and I worked for that company for about 3 years. In the first 2 years, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. But about 6 months before I decided to resign, it became a lot different. And I don't consider myself to be someone with like high anxiety, but it got to the point where I was having trouble not thinking about work. It was just work. Like I couldn't sleep. I was becoming very upset. I felt like I wasn't doing enough, even though I was like working my tush off. And it was becoming a very like high pressure situation for something that I didn't feel warranted. That kind of pressure and anxiety being caused at work. And when I started like really suffering from it, to the point that I was like coming home and like crying. And I'm not a person that does that. Not about things like that. Now, I will say like at movies and things like that, I'll cry when I watch movies and TV shows, and I'll cry when I read books. And I don't know how to explain it, but those things are like kind of cathartic to me. When I get very attached to fictional characters. And so I cry like things like that, but I don't know, those things aren't real. And it's a different kind of, situation. Is this camera not focusing all of a sudden? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so I was having a lot of issues like that. And it just was not worth it. It wasn't worth it. Like at all. So I resigned from that job. And I took a little time off. And then I started working somewhere else, where I now work. I work part-time. And the other job was, of course, full-time. And the job before that was salary, so it was full-time plus. I worked about 45 was the minimum hours a week. But now I'm much happier, at least where I'm working. And so as soon as all of this goes back, I think that's what I was talking about. As soon as all this is over, and we go back to whatever our new normal is going to be, I will have a job. So I still have a job. I'm not, guess I'm temporarily unemployed. So when that time comes, So that's kind of a recap of my life. Oh, where the hell have you been? As far as up here, we're doing really well. I like where we're living now. We purchased a house about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago. And that was a really big step. A big step, a big step, a big step, a big step. One of my cats passed away unexpectedly before we moved to the new house, but after we moved to this new area. That was really, really terrible. And so we waited a year or so until I felt like I was ready to add a new kitty cat to our family. And then we wound up, I started looking, and I adopted a new kitty from an organization up here. And he's a little special. He has some medical issues, which require daily medication. He has to take medicine twice a day, morning and night. So that's some new things. I'm trying to think what else has happened. I started growing my hair out, which I don't know how long that's gonna last. If you've watched any of my previous videos or you're previous subscriber, you'll know my hair is always short. And I usually do that. I'll have it short for several years and then I'll grow it out. I have like a wild desire from nowhere to grow it out. And so that's what I did. There's a water spot from my cup. So I'm growing my hair out. It is quite long. I've been growing it out maybe 3 years, I guess, or so. Maybe longer than that. I don't really know. But maybe I'll try to do another video soon where you can actually see my face. And because it will be presentable. Unlike now, because I've been just sitting around the house all day. Playing video games, of all things. But, I can't really think of anything else that's very interesting about my life. I don't consider myself to have a super interesting life. But I figured I could still share some of what I've done here recently with you guys. I say recently, within the past 4 or 5 years. I really don't know however long it's been since I made a video. I think it's been quite a while. But sorry if you just heard my stomach growling. Hopefully you can't hear the TV upstairs. I don't know if you can hear the TV upstairs. Upstairs. To wipe off the camera. So sorry guys, I keep bumping the camera. It's just kind of on this tiny little tripod on the top of a box on the table because it was too short. But anyway, one of my favorite triggers is people wiping the camera just very relaxing. I do apologize for the state of my hands. Having my nails done or doing my nails has not been a top priority right now. For obvious reasons. So, they probably look kind of rough. I haven't even put any lotion on recently, and with, washing your hands 8,000 times a day, it takes a toll on your skin. But you should still do it. Also, this, I forgot about this right here, it's like a little, bruise I got at work before we had stopped working. I pinched my finger a little bit in a clamp, and it left a bruise. And then I also somehow managed to, I don't know, shoot the bird at you guys here. I don't know why it's not focusing. Anyway, I cut my finger as well with my own fingernail. Like, I was getting dressed and I was like buttoning my pants, and I somehow I was half delirious in the mornings anyway, and like my hand slipped and I somehow cut this open with my fingernail. And it bled a shocking amount, actually. Not all of my fingernails are the same length now because I've had some breaks and stuff, so hopefully that doesn't just totally ruin this video. Anyways, I was thinking about doing maybe showing off some of the things that I have that I've collected, and maybe doing a little series with maybe some of my Marvel collections. I love Tony Stark. He's one of my obsessions that I haven't gotten tired of yet. And I have a lot of Tony Stark themed items. And I don't know if you guys might be interested in seeing some Avengers stuff and some Tony Stark stuff. If that'd be something you're interested in, let me know. Honestly, I would probably just do it anyway if I want to, even if you aren't interested. So then you could just not, don't watch. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I guess it's kind of my philosophy. Not to say don't watch my videos, but I really cannot think of anything else to say. I hope this video hasn't been terrible and really disappointing after some of you have, not seen a video from me for 4 years or 5 years. Anyways, I just wanted to say where I've been and what I've been doing and kind of ramble. As always, I hope you're having